the first. And we'll just switch over.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's not working. Okay, right now. Thank you very much, Mark, for the hosting of this presentation, and a special thanks for Ralph to invite me to stay here. I only said one thing: it's my first conference in English in my life. Excuse my mistakes. Okay, I am talking about the state of the BIM in Spain, the state of arts, and 12 years after the first steps in BIM, it is estimated that the percentage of implementation is between 20–30%. Let me introduce myself a little bit. I am the CTO of Berrilan, a company in the north of Spain, the Basque Country, and also I am the author of the book, A Diary of a BIM Manager, also a podcaster in Shared Coordinates, and a YouTuber and editor in BIM channel and other channels. In our company, in Berrilan, we work with a new concept. It's called BIMO, Business Intelligence Management Office. We work along the way of the data, making the typical services in a BIM consultancies, like modeling, rendering, bill of quantities, BIM implementation in BIM, also in GIS, develop of manufacturers, and also asset management with digital teams, digital developers, and also strategic education. We are around the world with different partners like Avanlib, PDBM in North America, and our main office are in Donostia, San Sebastián, in the Basque Country. We are more than 20 people around the world, and we work with the whole of the life cycle of the assets with constructors, promoters, universities, architects, engineers, project management, also official associations, manufacturers, that give us an extraordinary point of view, a holistic point of view of the situation of the sector. Let's begin with the situation in Spain. Why we are here, why we are talking about this. Thanks to the Labor Foundation of the construction industry, with the survey in 2021, we have very interesting numbers of the situation of the sector. You know, we have a lot of problems with the work force, with the materials, with the rise of the prices, and this is very big problems, not only in Spain, maybe in around the world. But if we are talking about the main indicators in Spain about BIM, today, as I said before, we are nearly around estimation about the 30% of implementation. Only the 3.4% of tenders are with BIM requirements. This is a very important point. Only in one region, in Catalonia, we have a BIM mandatory, one of 17. We have 3 commissions, 2 regionals and 1 national, and we have a very extraordinary active with the BIM users. I think this is very exceptional in our country, because we have 21 users groups around all the territory, with more than 600 active and people who are leading and teaching all the sectors. Also, we have a lot of standards, more than 100 standards, being guides, documents to help the sector. But it is very important, starting with analyze, with study the whole situations, not only with observatories. We need a process map, we need regulations, we need maturity levels, agents maps, software maps, trainings, itineraries, libraries, sources, dictionaries. We need all of these things to have the real big picture or how works our ecosystem of information in space to know the real situation. For what? For make good decisions, strategic decisions. When it happens, all of these things, well, for the first time, I published this slide. It's the first time that I published this. I made it especially for this Congress, and we can see the highlights of the milestones in Spain. Of course, we are talking about information. This is not a slide. Behind this slide, there is a Power BI and database to automatize the slide. Okay, and we can see the start of Building Smart, the first Congress, EUVIN, the different mandatories in the different regions, the different commissions, the first manuals, the first observatories, first certification. This is very important to have the whole picture of the situation in Spain. And who is these things happens? Okay, we are talking about the commissions. We are very sad because we have a commission, the SBIM commission, our first, today is closed. The second commission is the interministerial commission called FEBIM, but they are working very, very, very slow. This is absolute tedious for the people of the sector, but because we need the going with us with the same rhythm, with the same phase. Otherwise, we have the commissions, the regional commissions, as I said, in Catalonia, in the Basque Country, also in Andalusia, and they are more agile, more quickly with their standards. And very, very special thanks for building smart, that they are doing extraordinary work for the sector. Also, we need another professional association of engineers, architects, clusters of the construction, and clusters of other sectors like energy, health, also the commissions, the employers, and of course the developers, the software developers. If we are talking about the main public agents we have in the picture, more or less, are all about infrastructures. As I talked, Ignacy, before, the agency of Barcelona about infrastructures, state ports, railways in Valencia, railways in Basque Country, airports, etc. And we have also in the private sector about dealings with Metro Bacesa, I know the biggest in the sector, logistic like Mercadona, Inditex, Zara, Amazon, banks like BBVA, and also football teams. This is the picture of one of the projects of the City of Sports of the Football Club Barcelona. But if anybody are here, some fans of the Real Madrid teams, don't worry. I have a picture for you. This is the absolute amazing model of the Real Madrid remodelation stadium. How can we measure the implementation of a country? This is absolutely difficult. Maybe Bilal Sukar has an impressionant macro studios to analyze this. But in Spain today we are 3 different observatories. First, the first one is with the SIG Commission. In the white side we have the typical information about what is BIM, the EU agenda, where is BIM in Spain, also benefits and percentage of saving, and we have this observatory. And we can play with this. Filter is also in Power BI, analyze the typical contract objects, type of contract, different disciplines. And each 3 months, the SIG Commission deliver a survey with all of the analysis of the situation, the numbers, and also examples of good practice. This is very, very important and very interesting for all the entities, all of the public agents that they need to start the implement of BIM. In the other observatory in the Basque Country, it's quite interesting because they has an indicator that they don't have the others. It's compared the percentage of the total tenders with the BIM tenders, and we can show the evolution of these situations. The third observatory is the building smart. We have 3 observatories. We need that they join in only one, please. But in the building smart, another is more or less the same, but we have, for example, different with the number of appointed partners. This is an interesting key indicator. And also, in the half of the years of 2022, the amount of investment in BIM are more than the 2021. This is a very, very good news for view the evolution in the sector. We continue with the how with other resources about BIM documents, manuals, EIRs, standards reports. I show you the dashboard again of Building Smart. That is a special work because it's my work of the life. I work in this in the last 10 years, recollecting data, putting in a SQL database, and public in a Power BI dashboard with the help of Building Smart. This is public. You can go, and is the biggest database of documents in BIM in the world, and this is our work. Okay, and you have also documents like I said, Ignacy, the White Book of Catalonia, a standard of BIM objects, very, very interesting guides of BIM heritage, and BIM for owners and asset management, both, again, Building Smart, ports, railways, roads, and it's very interesting to remark, especially in my point of view, the BIM manual of IFGV railways of the government in Valencia. It's considered the most interesting BIM manual in Spain today, maybe in the Spanish language. Other very interesting things is the system classification. We don't have an official system classification, but in Catalonia they acquired this BIM classification that it is made for free for the users group. Think about it. The government are using free work of the users. Is the world turned down? No. Okay, but it's very interesting because we don't have any system classification. Why take it? The Gubin class in the other sides. And the last guidance that I want to talk about is the guidance for the implementation of BIM in public tenders by the ITEC in Catalonia also. And it's very, very, very interesting because it's a recollecting terms of good practice of BIM requirements to help the industry, to help the public entities. Let's talk about the money. It's absolutely important in this situation. This is not official panel. This is our work. We take official statistics and we fix with other information like the surveys, and we get a very interesting number like the 3.43% of BIM tenders. Tenders with BIM requirements versus the total, ¿vale? If according with the BIM Task Group study of BIM implementation recommendation for administrations, the minimum savings that can be generated with BIM implementation can be estimated at the 10%. 10% is nearly 10 billion euros. Okay, if we take only the 2%, 2 billion euros, what can we do with 2 billion euros? I don't know. I don't have in my life 2 billion. Maybe nothing. I don't know. Okay, we can do a lot of things. We can do stadiums, hospitals, schools, dealings, houses. We can training the people of the sector with advanced training or with basic training. That's the real reason for we need to advance with the implementation in all the countries to get the savings to reinvestment in the sector. Another problem is user group have invested proportionally more than the all public entities put together. This is absolute crazy. This is not fair for the users group. But it's the real situation. The burden of progress and the level of maturity cannot fall on the users. It's necessary that the governments take this situation. Other type of I am finished, Mark. all of resources, like BIM books, we can show the level of maturity, the state of BIM art in a country, if we know that they are publishing a lot of studies, surveys, books, for example, podcasts, events. There are more than 20 interesting events, like Ignacy is responsible of the most in Spain, like Rebuild, BIM Tour, BIM European Summit, and Open BIM Tour is another task of building smart. And I need to remark the first congress, international congress in Spain, is called EUBIM, and it is the most important international congress in language, in Spanish language in the world. Of course, the users group. I am really proud of my partners, my friends, because we are creating an absolute amazing synergy of works with 21 groups, more than 355 meetings, more than 55,000 hours spent in these meetings, and more than 2 million invested in hours. This is absolute amazing. Thanks for my friends. Okay, other ways. We can also show the evolution of a country if we analyze the training. What type of training that are? There are more than 100 academies in Spain, and we start. This is a place that I work, Boutique, the new school, and we start like typical Revit 1, Revit 2, Revit 3, Revit MIP, Revit structure. Okay, I am a specialist in Revit. That's the reason because I speak about this. But then we made masters, BIM masters in buildings, in GIS, in civil, with Esri, of course, and we evolution for another industries, energy, industry, and today we are making trainings about Forge, integration database, Unity, programming, etc., etc. This is a very good, interesting point to understand where we are today. Finally, this is what you spend, no? What you want, no? Projects. What type of projects? There's thousands of projects. I only give to you a little bit of them, no? For example, the remodelation of the Chamartin Railway, one of the biggest in Spain. The absolute emotion park of this is a game for the technician, walking around the Real Madrid stadium. At the same time, they are making the construction and they are playing football. It's absolutely amazing. It's incredible the logistic that they are doing. Today, maybe the biggest investment in a city is making in Madrid, with the Madrid New North Castellana, with 20 billion euros in investment. This is absolutely amazing. But there are also little projects. We need little projects. We need get the BIM to the little towns also. This is a special building. It's called Cubic. It's the first digital twin in the world. It is in the Basque Country. And it is 10 meters per 10 meters per 10 meters. This is a cube. okay? But it's absolute digitalized with SCADA, with IoT. It's a real digital twin. I work in this, doing all of the MEP installations. We have examples of other sectors like energy. This is an example of a wind farm of the company EDPR Energy, an electrical company, and this works also with Esri in public the information of all of the projects. And we need to talk Ignacy, because this is an example of an integration between BIM and GIS in a little town of Madrid called Pradena de Rincón, and it's also a case study of Leica, because the work that they're doing there is absolute amazing with a few resources. Let me give to you my final conclusions about the real situation in Spain. Today, the use of the methodology is accelerating and increasing, but it is still far from a maturity market. The implementation of standards is very slow, and they are supported normally by the ISO 19650. Also, in Spain, as I said, we don't have public roadmap. We don't have leader. That's the real problem. We need a face that they lead us. There are several regions of the country with a very interesting progress, as like Catalonia, Basque Country, or Andalusia. Today, it's only mandatory in Catalonia, one of the 17 autonomous autonomous communities. We have good tools like the public tenders, observatories, and we have a very important active, our users group, that constitute a real driving force for the industry, supported by committed communicators and influencers. And also, very thanks to Building Smart Spain, that is leading the advance of BIM in our country. They are taking the role of the CB Council. We have a base of technicians committed to change. We need a clear roadmap and a leader to take up this challenge. Thank you very much.
So we're running about, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes late. The tea break is starting. Let's do this. Let's have Louis run through your presentation. And then after that, go and grab yourself a tea, a snack. We'll come back to the panel discussion after that. But Louis, I'm excited to have you come up on stage here. You know, just one little closing point about David. I've been to about 30 countries, maybe 40 countries around the world. I've never been to Spain. You've given me at least 21 reasons now to come to Spain with just your user groups, if not 100 other reasons. So again, you've opened my eyes to some